Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Beacon Pines. Last time we left off, we made it here to the old Beacon Pines, and found out that our one we've been living in is a replica, all explained by Nat here.
The source.
Yeah, the old town's all icy.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luka and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luka sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle.
Oh yeah, and Nat also mentioned that we could get back by just going to the west.
Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luka needed to know. Luka stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth.
This is the tree where your dad's grave is, right? Or was it your mom's grave? I think it was your mom's grave, because your dad just disappeared, your mom actually died.
He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luka's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so it was Dad. I couldn't quite remember which one the grave was actually for, because one of them, like, disappeared, and the other one died. Right? I'm having a hard time remembering the order of them, but... They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
The idea that you've been visiting a grave for several years, I was gonna say your entire life, but for several years and they weren't even actually there, it was just a replica grave. Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luka's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. Uh-oh. Yeah, they just uprooted the whole ash tree. 259K. 259 Kelvin. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. Truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Why are you walking so weird? Weirdo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they were just walking weird. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses out here are literally dancing on graves.
Luka stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
He
advice.
gave Luka a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover? Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Look at Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah! Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luka wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? I think Juniper has already had this idea. If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. So yeah, I'm imagining Perennial Harvest did this during the period where they were like, it can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luka. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luka shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Yeah, kind of a serial one. Oh, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. So I imagine Perennial Harvest set up this entire replica town during the period where they got everyone out of the town. There was like a period there where they just got... Because how else would they have constructed an entire replica town without anyone knowing? But they were only gone for like, what, a week or two? Could they have constructed a whole ass town in a week or two? Maybe with enough manpower, but that seems insane. I think the better call could be that they just like kind of put all of the town's residents to sleep for a while, in like cryo sleep or some shit, and made the new town and then just woke them all up in their homes in the replica. Huh. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here, I guess. Welcome to Beacon Pines. Wait a minute. This is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I, came into the possession of some premium-grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luka rolled his eyes with realization.
You're the cause of the flaming chicken coop? No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? Yeah, Rollo keeps mentioning this flaming chicken coop. It was even the name of your, like, special little attack you did to Tolliver. I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rollo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. And when I came back for him later, they were gone. Figured some grown-up found him and tossed him.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Yeah, interesting. They did not create a perfect replica. You think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was also always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Oh yeah, Kerr's pissed. Kerr is angry. Alright, off we go. Well, that'd be a source if I've ever seen one. Roped off and everything. Yeah, and look, I guess they might not have had to rebuild some of the buildings. Maybe they just straight up moved some of the buildings? Because there used to be, this is where the newspaper place used to be. And it's just gone. I wonder if any new buildings popped up in the replica. Like, during, like, this is the old Beacon Pines, but the period from when everyone was in the replica possibly built some new buildings? Or something? Crooked. Just like this whole stinking... Whoop, I didn't mean to skip that. Just like this whole stinking... town or whatever, so crooked. I didn't expect to get a charm from that. Well, I'm glad I looked. I'm very, very glad I looked. Alright, can we go? I tried to go up the staircase, it didn't work, right? Yeah. Okay, so there was a whole charm just to find hanging out here. Well, now I gotta look at everything, just in case I can examine, like, this swivel chair. Huh. I could totally see that being one some people miss.
Luka and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, 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 echo. Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. Why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drat, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various... complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. Oh, you're about to have a rude awakening, Kerr, because I've been controlling Luka this entire game. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a
Kerr
bit.
snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Yeah. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luka with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Bup. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here. Oh, don't back walk out of here. That's creepy.
Into the frigid air.
It's just us, Al, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With
this?
a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Oh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luka.
Oh.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side.
Uh-oh.
Luka dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow.
Also, the fact that Iggy's holding up Kerr, too. Lose the jacket, Iggy.
He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luka, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. How, what channel to use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. God. Iggy is petty and spiteful to a T. Holy shit. I don't want to die, but seeing this bastard cower in fear for his life makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young. Or sing the part of Phileas Young. Yeah, whoops.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Ruppity-dum-dum. Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luka's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. Iggy, just take off the coat. Or someone take the coat off Iggy. I mean, Iggy's hands are probably, not in a position to take the coat off right now. And it looks like it's, like, strapped in the front. So that's going to be a pain in the ass to take off. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luka, look at me. It's okay.
Luka felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luka's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luka felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luka, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing. For once. Oof. Luka had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. I mean, God, that's a horrible picture for accept. It's like a hug. No, this is not a hugging moment, Luka. We refuse. For now, I think. We'll see what's along the other path in a second, but I don't want to ruin this moment by accepting and then doing the refuse.
Luka had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face.
Oh, that's how we're gonna do it. I mean, yeah, it's the only choice, really. Maybe this is the bad end, actually.
That's a good lad. Now, radio for help.
Is it going to actually make me kill Iggy? This is not one of the game's not gonna give me one of those moments where, like, and everything worked out in the end. Because of the power of friendship, no.
Iggy begged Luka with his eyes one last time. But Luka pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you?
You sent them away, you big dumb idiot.
Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luka. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face.
Yeah, no, the game's not gonna let me have my happy ending.
The end.
Unless there's a third option besides refuse. Yeah, okay, that didn't work out. Well, good, we got the bad end out of the way first.
This was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yeah. Alright. I'm sorry, Iggy. Fuck off, Kerr.
Luka had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luka watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Oh.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Wait. Wait, who the hell has the box of fireworks? I don't see the box on the ground by Luka. Let's see. You were holding it. Look, Iggy was holding the fireworks, and then Kerr tackled Iggy. Did the fireworks fall into the pit then? But I didn't hear an explosion. Maybe if they were in the box, they didn't go off? That seems wild, though. You just dropped a bottle rocket and it exploded. Yeah, what happened to the fireworks? I probably just missed some detail, but I didn't see where they went. Last I saw, Iggy was holding them. Yep, okay. Is Iggy shooting them all off? Yes, Iggy shot all the fireworks off while falling towards his death. Holy shit. Oh my god. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Luka, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Uh-huh. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. Okay, so yeah, Iggy basically did use the perfect amount of energy going down the hole, so the ice came out, but it stopped right here. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold, and the fireworks make the hole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case. Well, Juniper knows.
We have some idea what that would look like.
It'll take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? So yeah, Iggy basically plugged the hole by doing the perfect amount of energy. Wow. What a badass. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luka Van Horn, you are going to save the world. I'm the chosen one!
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luka followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What? No, that's gotta be a joke. Beacon Pines 2, because the 2 is 2 eyes. Pines Harder.
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good?
That's kind of hilarious.
I was even starting to like Iggy.
I know, me too.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Okay, so that branch actually ends there with like a joke. Interesting. Well, we only have one option. It's to be a sly cop. Well, that route gave us a lot of information. So we can save Iggy, we just can't save Iggy down that route. God, look at Kerr freaking out. All this art on all of these is so good. Iggy just like, just let me go. Okay. Sly. From the classic Good Cop, Sly Cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luka and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Yeah, Beck's the only sly one.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on here? You're that Moodwell girl. Please, call me back. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
Seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're doing.
This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she's sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here
Beck
to...
twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
Damn, Beck's really playing you hard. She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning up things down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
He played us like a damn fiddle! Okay. You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And when you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in the perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. Should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Damn, would you look at that? Mr. Tolliver, you idiots. You guys catch that? Sure did. The whole time, Mr. Tolliver had a candy shelf. But all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rollo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it
Beck
seems.
marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
Ah, you're saying it's like a cipher or something? We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for undergrounds? Buried, covered. Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of each letter in a... Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. Yeah. So U would be 21. N would be 14. D would be... Oh. It's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore. Holy shit. What? Holy shit, Rollo.
Luka and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
What the hell? Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's nude rug store. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How'd you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Wow. Okay. Investigate Nuncreed's dark store. Oh my god. Rollo's super detective, jeez. Alrighty, well, I think we're probably going to go ahead and end things off there. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Beacon Pines, and I'll see you next time for some more.